I gotta share something while we're on the topic of Jujutsu Kaisen. You gotta check this out. This was on Patreon. This is the episode, Jujutsu Kaisen episode 7. And the first comment is like, "Oh no, his heart." And I'm like, he has to wear a blindfold to stop all the men around him turning gay. Not bi, full gay. Ah, crap, I said no bi. Come on. One job. My joke still makes sense though. It's like Kakashi Sensei, but with a blindfold. I wonder if it would be better to mix creatine with tea instead of coffee. Probably not, but now I'm curious. The taste is disgusting. My body hates it and it rejects it. So, like, it has to be with something bitter because the taste makes me feel sick. I feel like vomiting right now. I feel like Perfect Cell trying to keep down Android 18. Literally. I just hate it. That's why I'm eating nuts. I'm trying to keep it down. If I have anything liquid, I'm fucked. Alright, episode 14. City of Walls and Secrets. Is this like the Sex and the City episode?
Water.
Previously on Avatar.
Appa is missing. We hope to find him in Ba Sing Se.
Professor Zay, head of anthropology at Ba Sing Se University. This library is said to contain a vast collection of knowledge.
Firebenders lose their bending during a solar eclipse.
We've got to get this information to the Earth King at Ba Sing Se.
Hey!
What are you doing firebending your tea?
So the old guy had some hot tea. Big deal.
He heated it himself. Those guys are firebenders.
Look, the inner wall. I can't believe we finally made it to Ba Sing Se in one piece.
Hey, don't jinx it. We could still be attacked by some giant exploding Fire Nation spoon. Or find out the city's been submerged in an ocean full of killer shrimp.
You been hitting the cactus juice again?
I'm just saying, weird stuff happens to us.
She's judging.
Don't worry, Aang. We'll find Appa.
It's such a big city.
He's a giant bison. Where could someone possibly hide him?
You know, now that I think about it, with the amount of people they have here, oh no, but they have vegetation. The outer wall and then the inner wall. Though technically, all you would need to do is breach the outer wall and take control of the vegetation. Then you could siege the city. Given the population, I suspect that they would run out of food within 3 months. I don't see many grain houses. By the end of that, they'll start eating each other alive. All you have to do then is promise them safe passage if they decide to flee. More and more people will flee. That way you would have nothing but the aristocrats left in the city. Or, if the people give you the heads of the royal family, you would let them all leave. That's how I would siege the city. I don't think it would burn very well. Too much stone. So burning it is out of the question. Or, if you have enough firebenders, you get them on that wall, you get them all to firebend to suck up all the oxygen and you asphyxiate the population, leaving the entire city intact. That or catapulting bodies, spreading disease and plague. That's possible. But then you will have to deal with the cleanup. Too messy. You either go with the first, second, or third option. I wouldn't go with the fourth. From what I remember, Iroh was winning before he lost his son and decided to stop. Yeah, that was a brilliant move on their part. Taking out the son of the commander. It psychologically unbalances him. That's why you need to be careful.
Oh.
Is this like Greece? And these are like the walls of Troy? Is this a reference to ancient Greece?
Back in the city. Great.
What's the problem? It's amazing.
Just a bunch of walls and rules. You wait. You'll get sick of it in a couple of days. I'm coming for you, buddy. He's here. I can feel it.
Hello, my name is Judy.
Orochimaru?
I have been given the great honor of showing the Avatar around Ba Sing Se. And you must be Sokka, Katara, and Toph. Welcome to our wonderful city. Shall we get started?
Yes. We have information about the Fire Nation army that we need to deliver to the Earth King immediately.
Great! Let's begin our tour, and then I'll show you to your new home here. I think you'll like it.
Maybe you missed what I said. We need to talk to the king about the war. It's important.
You're in Ba Sing Se now. Everyone is safe here.
Oh yeah, she's drinking the Kool-Aid. She's like an intern. She can't think for herself. She can only follow the script. Yeah, I was always wondering what's with the big mouth, but then again, intern. I'm not explaining that one if you don't get it. I'm just saying.
You're in Ba Sing Se now. Everyone is safe here.
You know, she might make it to become the Vice President of the United States if she spends enough time on her knees.
This is the lower ring.
What's that wall for?
Oh, Ba Sing Se has many walls. There are the ones outside protecting us, and the ones inside that help maintain order.
Oh, God.
This is where our newest arrivals live, as well as our craftsmen and artisans, people that work with their hands. It's so quaint and lively. You do want to watch your step, though.
Why do they have all these poor people blocked off in one part of the city?
This is why I never came here before. I always heard it was so different from the way the monks taught us to live.
Let me guess, the inner portion has pools and shit.
I just want our new place to look nice, in case someone brings home a lady friend.
He's talking about himself.
This city is a prison. I don't want to make a life here.
Life happens wherever you are, whether you make it or not. Now, come on, I found us some new jobs, and we start this afternoon.
Look at them. Firebenders living right under everyone's nose.
You know what ticks me off? And I'm sorry to go on a tangent, but it's semi-related. I'm trying to look for it, but I'm looking for an aerial shot of, like India or any other country. Let me find it. There's one particular aerial shot that I'm looking for. It's practically a meme, but I think this is close enough. If you guys can see the quality. You've effectively got slums, and on the other side you have suburbia. But there's an even worse image, if I can find it. It's not this one. It's like on one side, it's slums. Then there's a giant wall. And on the other side, every property has a pool. So on one side, there's like 10 people living in the equivalent of this room, or smaller. On the other side, everyone has a pool, a tennis court, multiple cars, like ridiculous disparity. It ticks me off. It really does. This is the US. That particular one was India, but it's prevalent in a lot of places. The poorer per capita the country, and per capita means per head on average. You take global, you take the national population of the country divided by the gross domestic product, which is the financial output of the country in total, divided by the number of citizens, is your per capita, which is the amount of money produced on goods and services per person on average. The poorer the country in terms of that, the higher the disparity typically between, the rich and the poor, and then the average as well. It happens in the US and the West, but it's typically not as noticeable because on the lower end of the spectrum, it's typically a lot higher. So like, the poverty line might be like a few dollars in the US, whereas the poverty line internationally may be $1.50. So the number of people in a country like that are living on less than $1.50 a day can sometimes be like 40, 50, 60, 70%. Whereas in the US, the percentage of people, say, living under like $10 a day is astronomically low. So it's sometimes difficult to see it, and it's not as obvious as, slums and giant walls and mansions. But it still exists because, the upper, let's say 10% would probably make more than the 90% below them combined. And you might think, oh, what's the big deal? It's like, well, it is a fucking big deal. When like 10% of a population within a country like the US, I'm not 100% sure how many people in the US there are currently, but let's say it's 100 million, 10% of that would be 10 million. So 10 million people make more money than 90 million people spread across the whole country. That's when you get super yachts, like a $500 million super yacht, whereas a mother can't afford health insurance for a child. You know what I mean? It like, that's the problem. That's what pisses me off. Like, I don't mind people having money, fucking go for it. But when people are starving and dying from preventable shit, I have a problem with it, It pisses me off, especially in countries that can afford to look after people. 334 million approximately. Gotcha. Income is over 196 trillion. And how much is wasted? So North Korea, then there's poor there, and there's the man that launches billions of missiles. Oh man, have you looked at the US defense budget? If we're going to talk about people launching missiles, the US has the world's largest defense spending budget. Let's not even get started on that one. And how many people in the US die from a lack of healthcare? Supposedly the country leading the free world, that's the first world economy, doesn't allow its citizens healthcare. I'm sorry, but that's nothing to brag about. There's also $96 trillion in debt, mostly $69 trillion to China. Yeah, which is very dangerous. So, like, let's not even get started there.
Jet, you saw a man with a hot cup of tea. It doesn't prove he's a firebender. And what if he is? Are we supposed to attack them? I thought we were starting over here, changing our ways.
We are.
You see, this is what happens. You get people that leave their country, they go overseas, and they bring their baggage with them. And I can say this from experience because when I moved to Australia, I lived in the suburbs. And at the time, I couldn't speak English at all. I was a kid that couldn't speak English. I was in Serbia. Within the year, I was here. Couldn't speak English. I'm in the first grade. I started getting beaten up by kids in the 5th and the 6th grade. Now, kids being 4 or 5 years older than you may not sound like a big thing when you're an adult, but when you're in grade school equivalent, when you're like 8 years old and the other kid's like 12, 13, there's a big fucking difference between an 8-year-old and a 13-year-old. Huge fucking difference. Especially when there's multiple of them. And the worst part is, you don't even know why they're doing it. But I'll tell you one thing you don't forget. What they look like. And that starts a vicious cycle. But anyway, let's continue.
When I get the evidence I need, I'll report them to the police and let them handle it.
And my favorite part was the teachers didn't do shit about it. Because they were just as racist. Okay. Sure. You guys realize that a socialized healthcare system would mean more debt with a drastically reduced defense budget, right? Hey, just look at socialism across the border. Look at that. People are eating out of garbage and they can't get food in general.
Okay?
Corruption is the problem. More so than the system.
This is the middle ring of Ba Sing Se, home to the financial district, shops and restaurants, and the university.
Yeah, we met a professor from Ba Sing Se University. He took us to an ancient underground library where we discovered information about the war that is absolutely crucial for the king to hear.
Isn't history fascinating? Look, here's one of the oldest buildings in the middle ring, Town Hall.
Is that woman deaf? She only seems to hear every other word I say.
It's called being handled. Get used to it.
Well, you certainly look like official tea servers. How do you feel?
Ridiculous.
Does this possibly come in a larger size?
I have extra string in the back. Have some tea while you wait.
This tea is nothing more than hot leaf juice.
Uncle, that's what all tea is.
How could a member of my own family say something so horrible? We'll have to make some major changes around here.
You know, I think Ira has finally found his calling.
The upper ring is home to our most important citizens. Your house is not too far from here.
Yeah. Oh! I wonder what fucking country this shit reminds me of. It looks awfully familiar. I wonder what fucking political system these walls remind me of with their red walls and gold tops. I wonder what country this reminds me of.
What's inside that wall?
Winnie the fucking Pooh's honeypots.
And who are the mean-looking guys in robes?
Inside is the royal palace. Those men are agents of the Dai Li, the cultural authority of Ba Sing Se. They are the guardians of all our traditions.
Can we see the king now?
Oh no! One doesn't just pop in on the Earth King. Here we are, your new home. More good news. Your request for an audience with the Earth King is being processed and should be put through in about a month. Much more quickly than usual.
Fucking bureaucrats.
A month?
6 to 8 weeks, actually.
How can you be bad at math?
Isn't it nice? I think you'll really enjoy it here.
I think we'd enjoy it more if we weren't staying so long. Can't we see the king any sooner?
The Earth King is very busy running the finest city in the world, but he will see you as soon as time permits.
If we're gonna be here for a month, we should spend our time looking for Appa.
I'll be happy to escort you anywhere you would like to go.
How much you want to bet the king is keeping the bison as a walking carpet?
We don't need a babysitter.
Oh, I won't get in the way. And to leave you alone would make me a bad host. Where shall we start?
I don't know why, but I feel like removing this... You know what? I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. It's going to turn this stream into an R18 plus horror movie. Not saying it. I'm behaving. I'm behaving. What the fuck? A flying cat? Whatever.
I'm sorry, but I haven't heard anything about a flying bison. I didn't even know there were any.
If someone wanted to sell a stolen animal without anyone knowing, where would they go?
Where's the black market? Who runs it? Come on, you know.
That would be illegal. You'll have to leave now.
Yeah, there are no illegal things in this country.
Your lemur is harassing my sparrowkeets.
Hey, we have these. They wake me up every morning.
I've never seen any sandbenders or nomads around here. You should ask Professor Zay. He teaches the class on desert cultures.
Isn't this like the kid from that anime with the robot blue cat that has an infinite pouch that travels through time and eats yummy buns? You know the kid I'm talking about. The one that hangs around with Dryman.
Right. And which of your professors could we ask about the war with the Fire Nation?
War? What war?
I don't know. I'm not a political science student. I have to get to class.
You know, sometimes I think they should have just let the Fire Nation in.
Well, I'm sorry no one has seen your bison. Why don't you go get some rest? Someone will be over with dinner later.
Hey, come with me.
You're the Avatar. I heard you were in town. I'm Pong.
Nice to meet you, Pong.
So, Pong, what's going on with the city?
Is it like that Pom Pom song with that girl that's dressed in like pink and stuff going Pom Pom Pom? I don't understand Asian music sometimes.
Why is everyone here so scared to talk about the war?
War? Scared? What do you mean?
I can feel you shaking.
Look, I'm just a minor government official. I've waited 3 years to get this house. I don't want to get into trouble.
Get
Welcome to socialism.
in trouble with who?
Shh. Listen, you can't mention the war here. And whatever you do, stay away from the Dai Li.
Would you like a pot of tea?
We've been working in a tea shop all day. I'm sick of tea.
Sick of tea? That's like being sick of breathing. Have you seen our spark rocks to heat up the water?
They're not there. You'll have to firebend, old man. Where are you going?
I borrowed our neighbors. Such kind people.
I've got it! I know how we're gonna see the Earth King.
How are we supposed to do that? One doesn't just pop in on the Earth King.
The king
Our lemur is a carrier pigeon?
is having a party at the palace tonight for his pet bear.
He has a pet bear?
You mean platypus bear?
No, it just says bear.
How much you want to bet it's the bison?
Certainly you mean his pet skunk bear.
Or his armadillo bear.
Gopher bear?
Just bear.
This place is weird.
What? What, you don't have a bear? Bears are awesome.
The palace will be packed. We can sneak in with the crowd.
Won't work.
Why not?
Well, no offense to you simple country folk, but a real society crowd would spot you a mile away. You've got no manners.
Excuse me? I've got no manners? You're not exactly Lady Fancy Fingers.
I learned proper society behavior and chose to leave it. You never learned anything.
Proper society behavior? You mean like pretending like the wait staff don't actually exist? Oh yeah, that is so prim and proper. You know what's also proper? Getting a steak at... I'll behave.
And frankly, it's a little too late.
But you learned it. You could teach us.
Yeah, I'm mastering every element. How hard can manners be? Good evening, Mr. Sokka Water Tribe, Miss Katara Water Tribe, Lord Momo of the Momo Dynasty, your Momo-ness.
Avatarang, how you do go on?
Katara might be able to pull it off, but you two would be lucky to pass as busboys.
But I feel so fancy.
Recording check. All good. You look like hookers looking for a husband near a place where people work for the big four banks. No, seriously. If you go to any of the bars where the big four banks are here in Australia, you'll always find girls there after work looking like this. And none of them live or work in the area. I wonder what they're there for. You know what? This actually makes a decent thumbnail. No, this is hard to beat. Yeah, this is hard to beat. It perfectly encompasses the episode.
Wow, you look beautiful.
Oh my god.
Don't talk to the commoners, Katara. First rule of society.
We'll get in the party and then find a way to let you in through the side gate.
So you're gonna let the boys in through the side gate? Come up, behave. That's so cute. Look at him go.
Jet, we need to talk.
What? Oh, great. It's you guys. Where have you been? I could use some help with surveillance here.
We've been talking, and we think you're becoming obsessed with this. It's not healthy.
Oh, really? You both think this?
We came here to make a fresh start. But you won't let this go, even though there's no real proof.
Well, maybe if you'd help me.
Jet, you've got to stop this.
Maybe you've forgotten why we need to start over. Maybe you've forgotten about how the Fire Nation left us all homeless? How they wiped out all the people we loved? If you don't want to help me, I'll get the evidence on my own.
This is the best tea in the city.
The secret ingredient is love.
I think you're due for a raise.
I'm tired of waiting. These two men are firebenders! I know they're firebenders! I saw the old man heating his tea!
He works in a tea shop.
Poor choice of words.
He's a firebender, I'm telling you!
Drop your swords, boy. Nice and easy.
You'll have to defend yourself. Then everyone will know. Go ahead. Show them what you can do.
You want a show? I'll give you a show.
Are all these swords dual swords?
Invitation, please.
I think this will do.
No entry without an invitation. Step out of line, please.
Look, the Pangs and the Yumsoon Hans are waiting in there for us. I'm gonna have to tell them who didn't let me in.
Step out of line, please.
How are you gonna tell them who didn't let you in if you're not gonna get in to be able to tell them? Assassin's Creed reference! Hey, look, an old man. He's probably into underage girls.
Sir? I'm sorry to bother you, but my cousin lost our invitations. She's blind. Do you think you could help us? Our family's inside, and I'm sure they're very worried.
I am honored. Please come with me.
Female privilege. Oh my god, it's a fucking bear! No, I'm sorry. Fuck that girl. This thumbnail wins. Fuck off, Orochimaru wannabe. No one likes you anyway. I am not disappointed. It's a freaking bear. So cute. Hey, we're on episode 14. Who would have thought?
He's taking all the good stuff.
Only the best.
Quiet! You don't know what I had to do to get seats this near the bear.
That's basically me at family functions. That and triggering all the SJWs on the table.
Beautiful, isn't it? By the way, I'm Long Feng. I'm a cultural minister to the king.
I'm Hua Mei, and this is Dung.
Oh!
Now, where is your family? I'd love to meet them.
I don't see him right now, but I'm sure we'll find him soon. Thanks for all your help.
He's trying to get a political marriage with the two daughters.
Don't worry. As your escort, it would be dishonorable to abandon you ladies without finding your family first. We'll keep looking.
Where are they?
Look, I came up with a backup plan. We dress Momo like a ghost, okay? He flies by the guards, creating a distraction. Then, we blast a hole in the wall.
Or we can go in with these guys. Toph said we might pass as busboys.
Okay, but remember that Momo ghost plan. I think it's a winner.
Metal Gear Solid reference. No, Hitman reference.
You must be getting tired of using those swords. Why don't you go ahead and firebend at me?
Please, son, you're confused. You don't know what you're doing.
Bet you wish he'd help you out with a little fire blast right now.
You're the one who needs help.
You see that? The Fire Nation is trying to silence me. It'll never happen.
Where are Toph and Katara?
Forget about them. Just keep an eye out for the king.
I don't know what he looks like.
You know, royal, flowing robe.
Just look for the fattest guy in the room.
Fancy jewelry.
That could be anyone.
Another crab puff, please.
You found us.
I'd know your little footsteps anywhere, Twinkle Toes.
Thanks for letting us in.
Sorry, but the guy who escorted us in won't let us out of his sight.
You're lucky he's not sniffing you.
What guy?
What are you doing here? You have to leave immediately or we'll all be in terrible trouble.
Especially you. You're gonna get sent to a hard labor gulag.
Not until we see the king.
You don't understand. You must go.
Oh! Sorry. No, don't shout.
The Avatar. Oh, I didn't know the Avatar would be here.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Damn it! Give me a sec, guys. I gotta get this. Thumbnails and thumbnails. Where's my little thumbnail program? There we go. Bingo. This will sort of help. Done and done.
You keep their attention while I look for the king.
Watch this, everybody.
Wait, you can actually do that. What if the bear is the king? Zuko, use your legs!
Drop your weapons!
Arrest them! They're firebenders!
This poor boy is confused. We're just simple refugees.
This young man wrecked my tea shop and assaulted my employees.
It's true, sir. We saw the whole thing. This crazy kid attacked the finest tea maker in the city.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yoink. One day you will understand. Adorable.
Come with us, son.
Good work.
You don't understand! They're Fire Nation! You have to believe me!
And he's gonna have his organs forcibly removed while he's conscious. Have fun! Political dissident.
Hey, the Earth King!
The bear! So cute.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Let me go!
Avatar, it is a great honor to meet you. I am Long Feng, Grand Secretariat of Ba Sing Se and head of the Dai Li. I'd like to talk to you. Your friends will be waiting for us in the library.
So he's the Grand Secretary, huh?
Why won't you let us talk to the king? We have information that could defeat the Fire Nation.
The Earth King has no time to get involved with political squabbles and the day-to-day minutiae of military activities.
Yeah, he's too busy eating and frolicking with his harem.
This could be the most important thing he's ever heard.
What's most important to His Royal Majesty is maintaining the cultural heritage of Ba Sing Se. All his duties relate to issuing decrees on such matters. It's my job to oversee the rest of the city's resources, including the military.
So the king is just a figurehead.
Always was.
He's your puppet.
Always was.
Oh, no, no. His Majesty is an icon, a god to his people. He can't sully his hands with the hourly changes of an endless war.
But we found out about a solar eclipse that will leave the Fire Nation defenseless. You could lead an invasion.
Enough! I don't want to hear your ridiculous plan. It is the strict policy of Ba Sing Se that the war not be mentioned within the walls. Constant news of an escalating war would throw the citizens of Ba Sing Se into a state of panic.
You have to believe me, they're firebenders. They won't stop until they win the war.
Welcome to the chair.
Calm down. You're safe now.
Our economy would be ruined. Our peaceful way of life, our traditions would disappear.
There's no war in Ba Sing Se.
What are you talking about? Where do you think all the refugees come from? You can't hide it.
In silencing talk of conflict, Ba Sing Se remains a peaceful, orderly utopia. The last one on Earth.
So basically, by ignoring the problem and deluding yourself, you believe you live in a utopia. Wow, it's just like social media.
There is no war within the walls. Here we are safe. Here, we are free.
You can't keep the truth from all these people. They have to know.
I'll tell them. I'll make sure everyone knows.
Until now, you've been treated as our honored guest. But from now on, you will be watched every moment by Dai Li agents. If you mention the war to anyone, you will be expelled from the city. I understand you've been looking for your bison. It would be quite a shame if you were not able to complete your quest. Now Judy will show you home.
Come with me, please.
What happened to Judy?
I'm Judy. I'll be your host as long as you're in our wonderful city.
Welcome to Ba Sing Se. It's just like Canada.
Hey, did I hand you a shrinking potion by accident? I could have sworn that was the gender swapping one.
Don't be hating. She's fun size, that's all. She doesn't even have to get on her knees to blow.
You want to add anything to that conversation?
Nope, I'm good. In fact, I think your new size makes you an even more formidable and stealthy ninja.